All righty.
Do I gotta say it? Jawuan Williams, Trey Campbell, aka Coach Campbell. Nobody's gonna respond to my intro here.
I missed
Y'all not
it.
hear me?
Are
Are we having more technical difficulties over here, boys? Like, what's going on?
Run it back.
We're not
Run it back,
excited?
Judy. Run it back. Run it back.
All right, run it back. Welcome into the latest edition of the Sailing with the Boys podcast. I am your host, Junnie Riddle, here, along with my boys.
Jawuan Williams.
And Coach Campbell.
All right, that is more like it. Fellas, finally, week one is here in the NFL season. Steelers, Jets, 1 o'clock at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, not New York. Fellas, finally, the offseason is over. All the stories, all the narratives, all the speculations can get put to rest this weekend because we will see actual football that actually counts, and we will finally see what Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, and company look like in a Steelers uniform. So, fellas, number one, how excited are we that it's finally week one? And number two, what are our first and initial thoughts of the game on Sunday?
You start off, Jawuan. Go ahead.
Well, as you can see by the shirt right here, Rogers neighborhood. It's time. It's about that time. I've been waiting a whole off season for this week. I'm a little nervous, because we haven't played, like the whole offense hasn't played together all preseason. But overall, I believe the team. And it's about that time to show Justin Fields what he was missing. I'm sorry, but we have to do it to you. I'm sorry.
I'm excited, man. I've been watching all the week one, the questions they're asking Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. I don't know if you guys saw that. Been watching that. I was at the airport, so I just got home. Been watching that at the airport. And I'm just like, football's back. Like the first week of NCAA football was great to watch and everything like that. But, our boys are back to playing this Sunday. And we got to start off with a bang against the Jets. Get to see Justin Fields again, and then Aaron Rodgers goes back to MetLife. Like, come on, this is exciting, man. I'm super hyped.
This is what it's all about. And, going into the week, we thought it was going to be a little bit quiet, a little bit late in the offseason to maybe work for some trades or anything like that. But we did get some new news. And Jaylen Warren signed a brand new contract extension, got a little bit of a bump this year. And then actually, I think he's got $7 million guaranteed to him going next year. So a little bit of more of that. And I don't think that there's some guaranteed money on that last year, but it is technically a 2-year extension. But from the way that I am reading it, it's for the remainder of this year, next year, and then he is going to be cuttable the year after that. So Jaylen Warren locked into the Steelers at least this year and next year, which I don't know about you fellas, but, with the money and the time frame of it, I think it was a really good signing for the Steelers. I thought it was a bargain signing, and keeping a guy like Jaylen Warren, whether he's RB1 or RB2, I'm not complaining about it at all. What do you all think?
I think that. Oh, Trey, you want to
go ahead, bro? Go ahead.
Okay. At first, my initial thoughts were that I was like, why? Because as us Steelers fans know that we want to see the emergence of Caleb Johnson being RB1. It's like, why would we sign him to an extension? But if you actually look at different teams such as the Eagles or the Lions, they have a good 1-2 combo, which actually works well in their favor. And with the scheme that Arthur Smith is providing for us, it actually works well with us. So I actually like the deal. The only thing is his fumbling issues is a big problem for me. And if he can just cut most of that out, a good, hopefully 99% of it out, then I'll be fine with it. But overall, it's a good deal.
The way I look at it is he's not getting paid. If you look at the starters, all the starters or like the star running backs, or even the guys that we might think are a little bit better than Jaylen Warren, none of them are they're all getting paid more than what Jaylen Warren's getting paid. So the way I look at it is he's getting paid like a running back 2, in my opinion. compared to like the other star running backs and things like that. And I think he has potential to be a star if he can hold on to the football. He can already catch the ball out of the backfield. And the way I look at it is we have 3 great running backs on our team, and we're not paying any of them that crazy amount of money. So I know a lot of teams have like a 1-2 punch. I feel like we have a 1-2-3 punch. So I think it was a great signing. I think get it done early, get them locked in for that next year, and just keep it rolling. I mean, you see what happens when other teams, and even us try to wait to pay players. You start paying people that you shouldn't be paying them that much extra money, extra millions. So to get it done early before he has hopefully a breakout year, I think it was a good deal.
I'm going to go in on this as well. Again, when I first heard the news of a 2-year extension, meaning it's going to start after this year, I felt as if that was kind of a sign of like, oh, we're going to kind of prioritize Jaylen, and that's going to kind of put a backseat to Caleb. And I wasn't a big fan of that, but kind of seeing, like Trey said, the money, the term, how the contract's going to play out. Caleb's on a rookie deal for the next 4 years. Kenneth Gainwell, we're paying a vet minimum. So I don't know. I feel like paying Jaylen Warren this year and next year just to kind of get that running back for committee going and get Caleb Johnson going. I just think it kind of works out for the flow of things of where they see the running back room going. So overall, good signing, but I think we can all agree, especially after seeing Jaylen Warren fumble in his only preseason action after that's been a quite a consistent problem. That's something that we all kind of want him
Fellas,
to
can I
touch up. Yeah,
throw one thing in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Throw one thing in there. Speaking of contracts, we haven't really talked about the Cam Hayward thing. I mean, he's full participant. Like, what do we think? Do you think a deal is going to get done before, or
can I call a
what's going
shot?
on there? Huh?
Can I call a shot?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have nothing, like no sources towards this whatsoever. But I guess I'm really starting to think like as we get closer to the game and the likelihood of us trading for a receiver at this moment in time is basically zilch. I think that cap that they've kind of been saving to see if they can make a move, they know they're not going to, and I think they're going to kind of give them a few million extra. Be like, hey, you had an all-pro season. Here's an extra 5 to 10 million this year, next year, and we'll reevaluate. And if you have another all-pro season, we'll talk about giving you a little bonus after that. I genuinely think that they're going to kind of slide him something like maybe the Friday or the Saturday night before the game. It's going to be announced, and it's like, kumbaya, let's go week 1, let's go get it. You know what I mean?
But there's
go ahead.
No, okay. I was gonna say, what are the chances that it doesn't get done? You think he plays week 1?
I mean, he
Yeah.
played.
Yeah.
He practiced.
He's been practicing fully, but I mean, that's still. I feel like they kind of have like that little handshake agreement, like, "Hey, we're working on this. Practice for us. We'll get you. Like, you'll play week 1. We'll have it done by week 1." Kind of like a Aaron Rodgers in the offseason. It was like a little handshake deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I've just been like seeing more about it, and like, there's no new news to it. So I'm like, I hope he plays week 1. I think he will. But
well, here's what I mean. I just think it comes down to, at the time he brought it up, I think that they were trying to address it with him, being like, hey, listen, we haven't won a playoff game in almost a decade, right? We're trying to go for a Super Bowl. You're the prime reason we're going for a Super Bowl. And it's like, let us try and build the roster. And if we can't go and get a deal and go and get another wide receiver too, or someone else, then hey, Cam, before the season starts, we'll throw you a few extra and do that. And if not, we'll make it up to you next offseason. I don't know. I just think something was said like, hey, let us work a little bit. Let us try and beef up this roster. And if we can't, we'll try and get something done before the season. But ultimately, with him practicing and him coming back and ending the holdout without a whole lot of news, I feel like something was said behind closed doors.
no, I agree. I just wanted to bring that up because we didn't really talk about it too much. But
now I'll say this in a hypothetical. If he sits out, I'm a Cam Hayward guy all day long. He sits out, I'm gonna be furious. I'm going to be furious. I have defended Cam Hayward on everything. If he sits out on me now, dude,
I feel that.
Dude, I'm gonna be upset.
I do have something. Since we're on the topic of wide receivers, I want to bring this question up to y'all. So, as y'all can see, Buffalo Bills signed Gabe Davis back to the roster. With that, had me thinking. So, do y'all actually think that we're underestimating this wide receiver core? I know they're not.
Big names.
Big names. They're not
big reputations.
Really, like out there. But I think that Arthur Smith and Tomlin really, really like this receiver core.
I will say this. I think we're gonna have to wait and see what it looks like. But I think they're really banking on that tight end room. I think the tight end room is really what's gonna it might we'll see flashes from the receivers and things like that in games, but I think the tight end room is really going to cover up that missing, a true number 2 or even a third guy. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do, but I wouldn't say we're underestimating it. I think we're just very unsure, or we haven't seen it, so it's hard to be like, oh, they're going to be great when you haven't seen much of their play.
I think, this is kind of shining a light on a kind of a positive. I feel like the Steelers, the way they do business nowadays, they kind of do it an old-fashioned way. They kind of stick to their own way about it rather than kind of revolutionizing and spinning the wheel. I genuinely think that there's part of them that really didn't want to go out and overpay for a wide receiver number 2, knowing that in their heart of hearts, they really want to see what they have in Roman Wilson, and they really want to see how Calvin Austin can kind of build on the success that he had last year. Like last year, I would say he had decent wide receiver 3 numbers. Could he put up decent wide receiver 2 numbers? I think there's part of them that are like, we've invested in these guys. They've been a part of our program. They've been here for a long time. And it's kind of getting to the point where we need to see if there's anything there. And so bringing in a guy and overpaying for him and it not working out not only affects the Steelers overpaying for a guy that didn't pan out, but it also is like you're taking away from, potential guys that could come in and get reps and get better by playing with the offense in in-game situations. So honestly, I like how Trey went with the tight ends. I definitely think that's going to be an aspect of things, but I also think there's a bit of a sigh of relief for the Steelers knowing hey, we still have all of our assets. We still have all of our money. And, we're still curious about these 2 guys and whether or not that they can come out and really, prove themselves as true NFL wide receivers.
And we truly don't know what's going to be available at the trade deadline either. So, we're sitting at a good spot at the trade deadline and somebody comes available, say that the Dolphins have a really crappy year and we can get somebody, as borrowing him for a year, rental. Like Tyreek Hill or something like that. That could be an option.
You think that would be a rental?
Yeah, I mean,
with his age, yeah, that's a rental.
I think it would be a rental. If we're sitting pretty, and we're just missing, we know, hey, our defense is balling out, playing really well. Our offense is doing really well, but we could use an extra, little bumper, extra, player there at the wide receiver core. I could see that happening. I mean, I don't know what his contract looks like or how many years he has left, but it would definitely be a rental. And it would be an upgrade over us trading for, Mike Williams or things like that, obviously. But
yeah.
I think depending on where we're sitting near the trade deadline will tell a lot about this team and what they're going to do at the trade deadline.
What about you, Jawuan? What were your thoughts? You brought up the topic. What are your opinions about the Steelers in their current wide receiver room?
So I'm one of the ones that I understand we need a wide receiver 2, but I think I really want to see what Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson do. The only thing that I have a problem with is that they're not 6 foot. That's really they're speedsters, but I would think my wide receiver 2 needs to be at least 6 foot. at least.
Now,
Like big receiver, big catching, spectacular catch receiver down the hill. But I'm very interested in seeing that. But I did see Tomlin said today that Jonnu Smith and Pat will be used as our wide receiver twos on some plays. So, or that's how he see them as. So, I'm just interested in seeing what the play calling will look like. I have faith in them, but I feel like this game will. I feel like it's going to be a slow start, but it'll build up.
and I looking at the receivers we have now. Like DK is obviously our big, tall guy. Roman Wilson's 5'10". He's the next tallest behind. Well, Ben Skronik, which he won't really see the field besides blocking. He might get plays here and there, but he's 6'3". Scotty Miller's 5'8". Calvin Austin's 5'9". Like I know what you're saying there. Like typically, especially in like who's Arthur Smith's offense, like you see they have two big guys on the outside. It might look a little different than normal, but like you said, I think um, I think Pat and Jonnu Smith will be very, very utilized on like different packages like that, be split out a lot more. And they have that versatility. So when we do need tall guys out there, you probably won't be seeing much of like Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson on the outside, especially in the red zone. And I watched the Aaron Rodgers little interview there before practice or whatever. He was saying how much they're using Darnell in the red zone as well. So like I think it's going to depend where we're at on the field, what we're going to see. But I think they're going to be very strategic, and Aaron's going to tell them what he wants when. And I think they'll listen to him. So I think you'll see a lot of 3 tight end sets, and I can almost book that. I would put money on that.
Thank God for seeing we finally can see Washington in the red zone.
Dude,
did y'all see the way that Rodgers said that this is the best tight end group that he's had in the past?
I saw that. Yeah.
He said,
I actually did not see that.
Yeah,
but
he said all 4, even Connor Hayward.
Yeah.
He threw Connor Hayward in
Oh, now that you mentioned Connor Hayward, I actually did hear that comment because he was praising Connor. But no, I mean, all in all, I think that just this year, you know, with whether it's guys being in the system another year, an opportunity for them to kind of grow and develop a little bit more, a guy like Calvin Austin, or, you know, whether it's an addition like Jonnu Smith and just adding some extra depth and just a different, you know, kind of weapon to be able to do different things. And also having Aaron Rodgers, like, you know, Justin Fields was a limited passer. Russell Wilson, not being able to throw over the middle in the pocket, was a limited passer. You know, regardless of Aaron Rodgers and his age and his lack of mobility, he can still put the ball at any point on the field, and he still has the arm, according to, you know, everybody that's out there reporting. So I just think all in all, this offense has to look a little bit better, and it all truly is going to come down to the line. So it's just going to be really interesting to see in Arthur Smith year 2 in Pittsburgh, learning from some mistakes from last year. I just think there's just no way that this can come together and still be, you know, just a bottom 5 offense again in the league. But, you know, enough talking about that, guys. We're about halfway through the episode, and we really need to get into this game against the New York Jets, boys. Like I said in the beginning, in the opening, we are finally here to talk about some real football. And I feel like the Jets are going to be a good litmus test to start the season. You want to talk about wide receiver rooms and how unproven they are? I mean, look at the Jets. I mean, the Jets are dealing with their wide receiver 2 being Alan Lazard and their wide receiver 3 being Josh Reynolds. And so the Jets are going to be running the ball a lot with Justin Fields and Breece Hall, and they're always going to be relying on that stout defense that they have, and they got studs up and down that unit. And with them being coached by Aaron Glenn, the former defensive coordinator of the Lions, they got another good defensive voice to sound. So a good test to start the year on the road at MetLife Stadium. Guys, what are some of the matchups that we're looking for, and how do you all think that the Steelers can exploit this Jets team? Because it definitely has some weaknesses.
Want to start, Jawuan? You want me to?
You can start. You can start. You start.
All right, I'll start. Just looking like you said, I didn't even look at their depth chart like that until Junnie said that about their wide receivers. They don't have much there. Like after Garrett Wilson, like Allen Lazard was really good with Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to be good with Justin Fields? I don't think so. I think a lot of Allen Lazard's successes came from Aaron Rodgers. Another thing I just took notice to, this should be updated. It's on ESPN. Tyrod Taylor is the backup, and he's questionable. After that, they don't have another quarterback on the roster, which is really weird. Which is really weird to me. I also saw that their starting guard, Vera Tucker, is questionable. It's not looking good from what I've seen on Twitter that he would be playing. They have a rookie right tackle starting for them as well. And then Chooks Okafor. Oh, how do I say his last name? Junie, you say it well. Okorafor. He's questionable as well, and he's their backup tackle, swing tackle. It looks like. But yeah, I think our defense. If our defense doesn't show out against these guys, like if we contain Justin Fields, especially with the offensive line being banged up and them having a rookie right tackle going against T.J. Watt, I think this is going to be a huge defensive showdown. And then like Jawuan said earlier, I think our offense might start off a little slow, but once you get figured out, I can really see this being a low-scoring game. These defenses are stacked. Looking at the Jets defense, they're pretty stacked too. It says Sauce Gardner here is questionable. You have it up there. What is he questionable with?
With a leg injury.
Leg injury.
But it says his return is the 7th. So.
Well, yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, if he has any injury going against, okay.
I want to know this, okay? Because listen, some of these lockdown corners. I mean, remember how high we were on JPJ when he was in his first year. But who was the one guy that just dogged Joey Porter? It was DK Metcalf. Like,
I thought you were talking about Jamar Chase too.
No. Well, Chase didn't really do JPJ like that. He was doing Corey Trice in that game last year in Pittsburgh. He was really getting at him. But regardless of the fact, I want to know, because guarding DK Metcalf is just different, right? There's no other guy his size. There's definitely not a guy out there that's his size and his speed. And so I wonder if, like, in the past, has Sauce Gardner matched up against him, and how did he do? Because I just feel like it's kind of hit or miss. Some corners do really well against DK, and others there's just no way for them to be able to control him and to be able to deal with his size and speed combination. So I'm really interested to see about that.
I saw Baldy do a breakdown. He did a breakdown of it. Sauce did well against him, but like if he's coming off a little leg injury or things like that, like that could really affect the matchup. Another thing I just took notice here, I don't really know their safeties like that. Do you guys know anything about Tony Adams or Andre Cisco?
No.
They have great cornerback room, but
I know Andre Cisco, but I mean I don't think there's anything special about him. But
yeah, that's what I mean. So
but honestly, Jets fans can say the same thing about our safety duo. Like,
true.
Really, like, I mean, I feel like our guy like Thornhill and Elliott are decently well known names, but is that because we're Steeler fans, or is that because we knew them from the Browns and the Ravens? Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily know.
They was in our division. That's why we would know.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I know the name Andre Cisco. Can I tell you who he's really played for? To be honest with you, no. I don't work in sports media anymore, so I don't keep up with the rosters and the movement like that as much as I used to. But
something that we haven't said.
What's that?
What about our O-line versus their D-line?
Dude, that's what I was gonna get to. Yep. That was gonna be mine.
That was gonna be my matchup.
No, talk about it, Jawuan. Talk about it.
That's getting me a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
No, Quentin Williams is a dog.
Yeah,
that's him and Zach Frazier.
He's facing Frazier.
And McCormick in the middle.
Oof.
Siamalu. Man, I don't know. I have hopes for our offensive line. We saw him in preseason, but like preseason's preseason. We saw how that worked out
Yeah.
with Kenny Pickett. But it's different for the offensive line. I'm glad they played all 3 games. We're able to gel a little bit because they're young. I think we'll see a much improved offensive line, but week 1 is going to be a test. Like we're really going to see if they're bringing it, week 1. Like Will McDonald, Quentin Williams, they're no joke. No joke at all.
Is Broderick a bust? That's what
We shall see. That's the question.
That is what we gonna-
Listen. I know a lot of stuff was coming out early in training camp about him, but from what I've heard and what I've seen on tape,
Yeah.
has looked a lot better than last year. I'm just gonna say that. Listen, and none of that matters. Training camp don't matter. Latrobe don't matter. Preseason doesn't matter. It's about what he puts out now. But I am hopeful that seeing some improvement and him being on the left side, giving him a little bit more confidence, will do better. But I don't know. I don't want to put too much stake. Like, say if he has a bad game, like I don't want to put too much stake into it because the Jets are a really good defense. It is week 1. It is trying to gel the offensive line. So I'm not going to put too much stock into it for this week, but definitely going to be on the radar for sure.
Oh, trust me, you don't have to. It's gonna be the rest of the Steelers Nation that's gonna do it. We don't have to do nothing. It's gonna be.
I want to point out one more matchup, fellas. With Justin Fields being their quarterback, I don't think their pass game is going to be that crazy. We've seen how that worked out with us. Our run defense that just got destroyed at the end of last year against the Breece Hall and even the Justin Fields who can move and run the ball. Like I think that's the matchup to look for. Looking at this offense, man, if we can contain the run, this team shouldn't score more than 6 points on us. They might get 2 field goals, but man, I'm looking at this offense, and Junnie, you pointed it out. Like, I did not know their receiver room looked like that. I thought we had an unproven receiver room. They might be like, people might look at their receiver room as just as bad as ours, if not worse.
I think the difference is we have young and unproven guys, and they kind of have old, washed guys. Like Josh Reynolds had a few good years in the Rams, and that was back when Golf was there. And then you're also talking about Aaron Rodgers' buddy Alan Lazard. Like he looks good with Aaron, but he doesn't look good without him. So and definitely him and Justin are going to have that chemistry. So I don't know. They're definitely going to want to run the ball. How much improved is their offensive line? I mean, like you said, they got a rookie right tackle, the guy they took in the top 10. The Fashanu is the guy they drafted the year before. So how much have those guys, improved? And then you're also talking about, Elijah Vera Tucker is their best offensive lineman that's been with them for years, and if he's not in there, what's that looking like? So, it's gonna be really huge. I mean, honestly, what I'm hoping is that they're gonna take a week up to par. I think they could be better than what we think. I believe one of these guys, especially. I think maybe John Simpson. Don't quote me on this. John Simpson might have been on the Lions line last year and came over with Aaron Glenn. So don't quote me on that. I think he might have been with the Lions last year. I don't know for sure, but I think the Jets offensive line might be a little bit better. But again, unexperienced tackles, Highsmith, Watt, Herbig, questionable to play. If he's playing, then hopefully they can take advantage of week 1 and just kind of catch them before they hit a groove, because they are young and talented, but they're unproven. So
I agree.
It'll be something to look out for.
I think the offense kind of looks similar to ours in the sense of like we have, besides them we have Aaron Rodgers compared to their Justin Fields, but we have 2 unproven tackles, and their wide receiver room's unproven as well, or not very talented from on paper. So
yeah,
I do want to bring this up, right?
Okay.
So, this man Patrick Queen made a bold statement. All right, saying they call it Blitzburg for a reason. We're getting back to that. I'm excited.
Yes, sir.
What do y'all think about that?
I saw this too, man.
That's hype.
We haven't been Blitzburg since
probably about 3 years ago. I would say we blitzed up, but last year we did not. But we also didn't have cornerbacks like we have this year.
No. They had one of the lowest blitz rate in the league last year. And I'm sorry, when you're trying to get too predictable and just hone in on winning your one-on-one matchups, you're in today's NFL with how smart these offensive coordinators are. It's just you're going to get burned. You got to throw different looks. You got to throw different blitzes. You got to throw curveballs. You can't just say, "Hey, we got better Jimmies and Joes," and just go out there and win. Like it's too technical of a game to play that way. And so me hearing that they're going to blitz more, especially with the guys that they have on that unit, hopefully throwing some variance in there. Yeah, I love the sound of it.
You're going
I
to
love
see
it.
Jalen Ramsey off the edge a couple of times too, because he even did that in preseason. I'm like,
Please.
come on, man. And I think that's like I was just saying, like going out and getting those cornerbacks, man. That allows you, those man coverage cornerbacks allow you to have the time, or to have be able to blitz and trust those guys to go out there and cover people and let the pass rush get to them. So, man, Justin Fields, good luck, brother. I just think, dude, we're gonna be on his ass all game.
I'm rooting for Fields after this,
After this
but
week,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, after this week, I'm back on the Fields train.
I hope he has a great bounce back story after week 1. I really do. I really do. All right. Do we have anything else on the docket, or are we getting into game predictions here?
Let's get into predictions.
Let's do
All
it.
right, let's go ahead and get into predictions. Jawuan, I want to start with you on this one. I want to start with you. Where's your head at on this? How do you think the game is going to go? And give me a score prediction.
All right. Well, this is how I think the game's going to go. I do think we're going to have a slow start. Mainly because, like we said before, we haven't played as a full starting unit this whole preseason. So this would be our first time on the field together. But overall, we should come out victorious, especially like y'all bringing up the old non-proven weapons that they have, except for Garrett Wilson. He's proven. But I feel like we'll win. And I think we'll win pretty good. I got 24-13 Steelers.
24-13. All right. All right. Trey, what are we thinking?
All
How we
right,
think the
all
game's
right.
going to go, how we think it's going to play out, and then give us a score prediction.
I got you. I think it's gonna start off slow. I think that's just how we, year in and year out, we had our first game. What, last year was against the Falcons? We won off how many field goals by Chris Boswell? I think that happened the last
6.
2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years that's happened. I think it's gonna be similar, but I think we figure it out in the second half. Man, Aaron Rodgers, if the first half doesn't go well, I think he's going to be ready to go in the second half, knock off a little rust in the first half, throw a touchdown to Darnell Washington or some DK Metcalf in the second half. But I think this defense should easily shut down this offense, especially the way who they got, and just seeing Justin Fields as the other quarterback. I think this game is going to be low scoring, but at the end we're going to score a late touchdown to put us up to 20-10. I think they get lucky touchdown, either early or late in the game. But I think we kick 2 field goals and score 2 touchdowns in the second half, and we win 20-10.
Okay. All right. All right. My turn now. I am in agreement with you all. I like that we are starting here with a slow start, because I also believe that we will start slow. And here's how I think this is going to go. I think we are all going to be pissed off early, just being honest with you. I think Aaron Rodgers throws a pick in the first half. And I think the Jets have one of those drives where they just run it down our throat and they go and score a touchdown, and we're all sitting like, what the hell is going on? I'm gonna even give you a halftime score prediction. 10-9, Jets lead at halftime. Adjustments are made. Rah speeches are given. Steelers go down 2 touchdowns in the second half. Look like a completely different team. Stuff the run in the second half. Hold the Jets to 3. Steelers win 23-13 to kick off the season at MetLife Stadium. That is how I believe the game is going to go down. I think it's going to be a frustrating first half. We're all going to be texting each other like the season's over. Everyone sucks. This, that, the other. Fire. And then in the second half, we're going to be like, oh, well, that didn't look too half bad, did it?
You think Jawuan's going to be calling for Skylar Thompson to go?
No. I believe in my boy.
All right, there we go. I love it.
No, we good. We're good. We're good on that.
We want to. We're gonna get into. We're still doing the steal of the week, right?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna get into that. All right, fellas, it is now time for the steal of the week. Trey, give us the odds. What is the spread? What's the over under? Hell, give us a weather report, man. Tell us what's going on, man. Give us the
somebody look
here.
up the weather. Somebody look up the weather. I got the odds for you though. The spread is the Steelers are 2.5 point favorite. Money line, we just got obviously we got the money line, but it's not by much. Honestly, the books don't seem to like us too much in this game. I think the total is a little man, it's pretty accurate, honestly. I think it's pretty accurate for our score predictions. The over-under is 38.5. We got some touchdown scores. We can go over that once you guys pick your touchdown scores or whatever you want. I'll give you the odds on that as well. But yeah, we're 2.5 point favorites on the road against the Jets.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement. You know,
it's gonna be a close game.
Taking the Steelers on the spread, so I think we're all -2.5 for the Steelers.
Trey's the only one that thinks it's gonna be a close game.
Who said that?
I said Trey's the only one that thinks it's gonna be a close game.
Me and Trey both had 10-point games.
I don't know why my screen.
His was 20-10. Mine was 23-13.
Okay.
There we go.
Every time we think the Steelers are going to blow somebody out, dude, they don't. They don't. If anything, the blowouts are always like a surprise. Like, oh wow, like we blew them out.
I can see their touchdown coming in like the fourth quarter.
No, I think it's going to be early. I think it's going to be.
It might be a little wake up call because we're so high on our defense. They're going to be like, oh, we're that good.
That's what it's going to be. It's going to be the wake up call.
I think it's either very early or very late that they score. But in between, I don't see too much. Do we want to give? So do we want to give? We'll give a player prop. We'll give a touchdown score and a player prop like we did last year.
Before we do that, we actually have some comments.
All right,
we got like some comments in here.
All right.
My boy Joseph said 21-3 Steelers win.
21-3.
Okay, Joseph. It's confident.
21-3.
Confident.
I was like, okay. But the rest of them are
I saw somebody say something about Jonnu Smith being
that's my dad. My dad said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said Jonnu Smith will be
Mr. Williams.
Shout out, Greg.
And then
Shout out, Greg.
Y'all will be we got some interesting questions. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. So Junnie, why don't you start with your touchdown score and your player prop of the game? Your steal of the week.
My touchdown score is going to be Pat Freiermuth.
Let me see what his odds are. Plus 460. That got some good juice to it.
All right, I like that. So I'm going to go Pat Freiermuth. What is Jaylen Warren's over/under on rushing?
Jaylen Warren's over/under. 1 second here.
Also, are we gonna do one? Are we gonna do one like we did last year? Are we all just put our stuff together for this episode?
Well, we can do one over.
I don't mind to do it.
All right, Jaylen Warren's over/under is at 54.5, and those are the only rushing props that we have. They don't have anything else on it.
Not even Gainwell?
Yeah, nope. give me the over for Jaylen Warren rushing.
I like it.
I think he gets at least 60 yards on the ground, especially with the uptick in carries.
I like it. All right,
fumbling. Don't ask me about that. He might fumble, but you know.
over/under on fumbles is 1.5.
I'm gonna lose it.
No, it's not.
I'm just kidding.
In the group chat, if he fumbles on the first drive,
all right, Jawuan, you want to give your touchdown score? And your prop?
Yes. My touchdown score, my steal of the week.
I think I know who he's going to start with.
My steal of the week is my guy, Mount Washington.
Yeah.
He will get a touchdown.
Wait for this odd. Wait for these odds. Plus 1,900.
Book it. Book the. I'm telling you.
I'm throwing money on that. I'm
throwing money on that tonight.
Yes,
Look,
I'm throwing money on that.
Rodgers.
From what I heard from Aaron Rodgers, bro, I am throwing money on that.
All preseason, well, not preseason, all training camp, he has been throwing in the red zone to who? Darnell Washington. I'm telling you, Darnell Washington will get a touchdown.
Guys,
listen. Now more than ever, I am buying what Jawuan is selling.
Guys,
we need to go back last year and count how many times he picked Darnell Washington to score.
Because it was in the red
zone. That's fine.
Listen to this real quick. These are the odds above him. Listen to the Steelers that are above him to score a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers at plus 1,600. Scotty Miller at plus 1,000. I mean, Roman Wilson, Caleb Johnson, those are all. But for Scotty Miller and Aaron Rodgers to score, like Aaron Rodgers has a rush one in.
That's crazy.
That's insane. Crazy. Those are crazy odds. We got to get those before they go. They disappear.
Before they get a hold of this episode. And
I'm putting that in tonight. Yeah.
I think plus 1,900 for Darnell. I mean, on the odds alone.
That is insane.
I'm trying to tell y'all. When we in the
they don't watch training camp like us. They don't watch preseason like that.
All right,
Trey. And he's going out. And it's like a 5'8", 5'9" corner. Jump ball. Touchdown. I'll tell you.
Who's your prop? Who's your player prop?
So I have two. Can you look and see what's Janu's over under?
Receiving. Yep. Give me 1 second.
Janu
is 27.5. I don't know, dude. I just want to say we haven't seen what Janu was doing.
I'm not dabbling with Janu.
Yeah, I'm not. After I see it,
I ain't touching that.
Him and Frymoose are the same.
Okay.
You want to hear what DK's is? 55.5.
I'll go.
Calvin's at 23.5.
Who?
Calvin's at 23.5.
Watch that. Over on Calvin yards. 23.5. That's it.
Yeah, I like that too. He has one catch and it's over 23.
Oh yeah, one catch with him. That's 20.
One goal route, man. So so that's my yeah. I'm going with Calvin Austin over 23.5.
All right, so I'll get into my touchdown score. Let's go my touchdown score here. Who did you take again, Junnie? You took Pat?
Yeah, I took Pat.
Okay.
We took tight end, so you gotta take a receiver.
You both took tight ends. You're so right. I'm gonna go a different route. Here. I think it's gonna be reception, but I think it's gonna be by a running back. And I think that running back is gonna be Kenneth Gainwell.
Ooh.
I think Kenneth Gainwell early is gonna get more touches than Caleb Johnson early in the year. I'm not saying that's gonna stay that way, but I think early in the year they're gonna spell Jaylen Warren on some third downs and things like that. And from what I've seen from him, like I watched a lot of Eagles games because a lot of my friends are Eagles fans. That man is a great receiving back. He gets he's really good in the screen game. He's really good, swing passes, flat routes, and he can make moves. I think he's going to be used a lot more than we think early in the year. I'm going to go with Kenneth Gainwell, and that's at plus 470. Not too bad.
How many receptions?
What's that? What's his receiving prop? No. I'm saying that's my touchdown score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my touchdown score. And the player props,
I like the boldness.
Yeah, I think we all just had yours is probably the most not bold, but dude, plus 1,900 Darnell is crazy.
That is crazy.
I want to see I did not look at the passing props yet. All right, you know what? Aaron Rodgers is going over, dude.
I was going to bring that up. I was going to ask you.
Aaron Rodgers is at 202 yards.
Let's make okay.
202 yards.
Can you
boy.
put all this? Can you put all this in a parlay? Right. I just want to know the odds of $10.
Hold on, let me see.
What would $10 do to what we just said?
Hold on.
But we
Without
can't
the
use
touchdowns?
all the touchdown scores.
Yeah, we can't use
do
all the touchdown
scores.
Okay.
There's no way that all three
Let's
of them-
pick one. Let's pick one. Let's pick one.
Darnell.
Not Darnell.
Darnell. No, Darnell. Pick Darnell.
What if yeah,
Darnell. I'm going. Yeah, I say if we're picking one,
we all said we're gonna put money on Darnell, so let's do it.
Yeah. Plus
All right,
19.
hold on. Give me 1 second.
So
who'd you
let's
have again?
recap. Jaylen Warren over on yards.
Okay.
Darnell Washington touchdown.
Calvin Johnson over.
Calvin Johnson over on yards.
Calvin
Austin,
Austin, not Calvin Johnson.
I said Johnson. My bad.
One's Megatron, one's a Mighty Mouse.
Guys, $10 gets you $915. That is Aaron Rodgers over 202. Darnell touchdown, Calvin Austin over 23.5, and Jaylen Warren over 54.5 yards.
I just want to let the people out there know that if this hits, I just want y'all to come back to this episode and come back to this part.
Dude, I'm like guys, I don't know if y'all saw my betting hit this week. Yesterday, I hit for 700 off a home run parlay. So I got money to spend, man. I got money to spend in my betting app. So I'm gonna put that parlay together. But Darnell Washington is 100% getting a 10 bag on that. He's getting a 10 bag on that. He's getting $10.
They said share the link.
Share the link. We got it. But no, dude, honestly, that's gonna be something I dabble with. That parlay has way too much juice. Darnell alone has way too much juice. So I like it.
All right, boys. We all locked in our steal of the week. Jawuan, you were saying we had some questions, some comments.
Yes, we do.
Are there some that we can answer? Because you said they were crazy.
No, not crazy as in.
I get what you're saying.
Okay, so the first one is from my guy Malcolm. He says thoughts on the receiving room. I think he's talking about Jaylen Warren, he be the lead guy? Why is Caleb running back 3? I did have a problem with Caleb being running back 3.
I don't. And I don't think you can't really look at depth charts like that, man. Like if you look at, I was looking, dude, there was a bunch of tweets about like all these depth charts, especially the running backs. Like Washington has their rookie who has been showing out and is projected to have a lot of carries. They have him at 4 behind other guys that have played in the league already, like that aren't rookies. And I think he's going to get more touches than all of them anyway. I think a lot of teams week 1 will put out a depth chart that will be like, oh, you see this guy at 3, shouldn't have to worry about him, but he'll be the guy that, comes in and you'd be surprised that gets that many touches. And I think that's just like a strategic thing that they do. And it's all going to be, you can't look at depth charts because like if they had a follow that depth chart where it's like you can't play that guy until this other guy plays, that'd be a completely different ball game. But they can put him wherever. They could have put DK Metcalf at wide receiver 3. Like those depth charts don't really mean too much. Like I said though, Caleb being at running back 3, I think it is going to play out that way for our team anyway. I think he's early in the year. They're going to let him, get his feet on the ground, and just kind of watch how the other guys play, and then he'll start getting more totes as the season goes on. But I think Jalen's obviously getting our running back 1 carries, and I think Kenneth Gainwell will get a lot of carries as well, or at least receptions. He'll get a lot of the third downs.
Well said. I have nothing to add on that.
Yeah,
he nailed it.
Thanks, guys.
Next question is from my pops. He said, what happens when Yaya Black plays lights out and shows he's our best D lineman? Will he take the snaps of Hartman once he returns, or will Benton get less run?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think I'll start with this one. I think it's going to be Benton. I think if we're all real with ourselves, Benton had a pretty solid rookie year, but last year was a little bit underwhelming. I feel like this is a crucial year for him to kind of show what he has on whether or not he's going to be a long-term answer in that D lineman rotation. But again, like I think that Yaya Black showing out and doing this thing is really good because it could push Benton, and hopefully Benton answers the call. And then you're talking about, D line having a lot of depth and a lot of young talent and being very promising. So no matter which way it kind of shapes out, if Yaya Black turns to be a legitimate NFL player and, he had a really good preseason and a lot of good things on tape to show that, then I just think it's a good problem to have. There's just no negatives to it because either Keanu steps up or he doesn't, and we got another guy that's going to fill in that role. So that's how I feel.
I'll add to that a little bit. I've seen a lot of talk about this, and that's a great question. I've seen a lot of talk about this in the sense of, like, if you look at the tape, you would think that Yaya Black was our first round pick compared to what Benton did in the preseason, which is it's preseason, like we said. But like Junnie said, that's not a bad problem to have at all. Like, it will push every single person on that D line. It might even make Cam Hayward be like, oh, maybe I do have to play week 1 if he doesn't get his contract, because these guys can come in and ball out. Like, but yeah, Ben, like we said, had a not so good year last year. This should push him, and I think that goes for the rest of the D line. Like, and yeah, Black playing very well will help out because, losing Harmon early, and, even like guys like Loudermilk. I think Loudermilk will probably start over Yaya Black, or play more than him at the beginning. But once he gets in there and shows out, dude, I'm excited. It's a good problem to have because our D line was not very strong last year. We had one guy that played really well, the rest not so well. So
definitely a sneaky pick.
Yeah.
Definitely a sneaky pick.
That was a crazy pick, dude. And then when I watched it on draft night and just saw his tape at Iowa, I'm like, how is this man still available? How is he available at this pick?
All right. Now, Trey, this is a personal question for you.
Oh, no.
All right. So, is Trey getting a jersey this year?
Oh,
no.
Before he say anything,
not a quarterback jersey.
He is not getting no quarterback jersey. He's forbidden. I can't get no wide receiver jersey. He can't get no cornerback jersey.
I already got a jersey. So
yeah.
He'll be all right.
I already got a jersey.
He got DK. Okay, yeah.
I got a DK jersey. So, other than that, I am thinking, I really want a number 5 jersey, but
Old
I was
players.
thinking that, yeah.
Old players only. Players only.
If I get a jersey this year, it'll be a Cam Hayward jersey when he signs his contract.
Y'all jinx it. You shouldn't even get that till that deal's done.
I won't.
You don't need to touch it.
The Rodgers jersey is. I gotta get that.
Jawuan, do we got any more questions?
Yeah, one more. We got one more question. Are y'all going to live stream your reactions to the game?
Ooh.
No.
You don't want to see our reaction. You don't want to. Hey, Judy, you said you were going to be chill this year, so we'll see.
I am, but I'm still going to be locked in. It's not going to be a great reaction. That's why I said no. Because I'm chilling this year, y'all. I'm chilling this year. I'm not going crazy.
I think it would be entertaining. I feel like what we could do, especially Trey, since we're with each other, we can do a
little Instagram live or something.
Yeah, and just talk about afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe because we are planning on doing a game together. Whether it's me coming down to Nashville or them coming to me. And so maybe in that instance we'll have a little special.
Yeah, we'll have a little special. We go live right after the game.
One time for the one time. One time. For the
I love it, fellas. I love it.
All right, Jawuan. Any more?
No, we don't have. That was it.
All right, boys. Well, we're right about on the time where things are wrapping up anyway. So it's I think this was a great episode. Getting ready for week 1. We're all super, super excited to see how the team looks. And all in all, week one's the week to overreact to everything. So whether it's good or whether it's bad, we'll be back here next week to give a full recap of everything we saw and our opinions of the team. And also, we will be giving you a preview of the Steelers' home opener, the DK revenge game against the Seattle Seahawks. We will do all of that next week here on the Stealing with the Boys podcast. But for now, we are out.
Go. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Week 1, 2.